Welcome, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. This is the Trisbrina Show, and what are we doing today?
Well, we are super excited to share
Yes,
something
we
with
are.
you today because there's so much to be thankful for in 2020. It's been a heck of a year so far. But what we want to share with you today is that we're really grateful to be able to access more health and vitality and to have ways to do that there are things that we can do, especially when a lot of people are feeling scared and some people feel like a victim, like what can I do? There are things you can do.
Simple things.
And studies are showing that some of the energy arts like Qigong not only help prevent and make your immune system stronger, but actually help you bounce back if you do catch something. So today we're going to show you like 1 or 2 minute routine?
I'm going to get it done in a minute.
One
red hot minute.
A quick way to strengthen your lungs and boost your immune system.
Yeah, and I'll break it down for you and show you all the nuances like we do. And then by the time we're done, you can probably do this technique in less than a minute.
That's right.
You know, one of our students was telling us they work with elderly and they go in and they have to get tested on a regular basis for the COVID, right? And so she was saying that
she's a certified Qigong instructor.
She is. She told us that she had tested positive for COVID, and that's intense. That's scary. So she has to, not be able to go in. But she said, "I don't feel anything. I'm feeling great, and I've been doing my training and my Qigong on a regular basis, and I really think that's playing a big part in me not dipping down and not having to go through a lot of what folks go through." So I don't know about you, how you're feeling, if anybody else out there has had a positive test, but the Qigong techniques are so good. Sabrina said preventing a weakening or dampening of the immune system because you're keeping your energy channels open, you're keeping the energy flowing in a healthy way so it doesn't stagnate, and you're boosting the immune system through some of the movements and the deep breathing. So that's what we're doing today.
Almost creating a flexibility of the lungs so that the lungs are stronger to expand, because so many people say that they feel like they can't get a good breath.
Yep.
So Qigong is so good for that, especially what we're going to show you today. And also, we have to remember to tell you, well, I'll just tell you right now, that our Thanksgiving surprise is one of our most popular programs called Good Morning, Good Evening Qigong, where it's a program you go through and it culminates with a 10-minute morning and a 10-minute evening practice. We want to give everybody 70% off that program for the next few days because we think this is the perfect time to start. And it's also it is the only program that we still are offering with DVDs and CDs hard copy. So if you want to add that to your order during checkout, you can give the DVD copy to someone as a gift, and you can do the digital version, or maybe you just like to use the DVDs. So you have to use a coupon code. The secret coupon code
I don't have the code.
is Be Well. Be Well. BEWELL, no space. Be Well.
There it is. Great. All right. So hi. So great to be with so many of you live. And do you want to go into the gratitudes, or do you want to get right into the Qigong technique, and then we'll...
The gratitudes. Talk about the gratitudes.
Let's talk about the gratitudes. Okay, so obviously Thanksgiving is a beautiful day here in the States to celebrate giving thanks. But I have a little side story to that, which is about gratitude.
I don't know what he's going to say.
Oh, I didn't tell her.
No.
It's a very simple thing. I just thought it was really profound. I was talking to one of my students a couple of years ago.
Welcome, everybody.
And I was asking him what he's grateful for. And that's something that a lot of people will do at Thanksgiving. We'll go around the table and say, so what are you grateful for, right? Maybe you've done that today. And isn't that wonderful to count your blessings? Because when you do, you put yourself in the vibration of all that is good, all that is positive. And that vibration, we certainly can do that in the chat today. And perhaps we shall. But the thing that this student said that I loved is he said, Sensei, do I need something to be grateful? Can I just be grateful because I'm grateful? And I was like, boom, baby. That's good, man. Yeah, you could just be grateful. You don't need to have an excuse. Excuses are great. But what about just the vibration of gratitude? That's like the most beautiful high vibe vibration you can connect to. I'm just grateful.
Yeah.
And if you have an external or physical person excuse, great. Then that's a bonus.
I think sometimes when life is throwing balls at you that you weren't expecting to have to hit back, it's challenging for someone to just go right into gratitude.
Sure.
And stair-stepping through petting your cat, playing with your dog, thinking about your children, just being in your bedroom with the roof over your head or a cool breeze. Sometimes those exterior excuses that I'm grateful for can help toss you into that vibration.
Sure.
But the more you're in that vibration, which I think actually doing the Qigong practice sort of bypasses the outward excuse, because it puts you in the frequency of love to me, and the frequency of healing and health is the frequency of gratitude.
It really is.
It's this magical trifecta.
Well, let's jump right in with our gratitudes since we're playing the game.
Yes, so you guys write in the chat.
Write in the chat, what are you grateful for? I'm going to put one up on the screen that's already come in. That's really cool.
I have one.
And, yes, I can. Okay, let's just read this one really quick because it's super cool. Guyane says, I want to let you know that 2 males saw me practicing one morning, and they approached saying they wanted to learn what I was doing. I took them through some Qigong practice, and they commented it was so good to be able to breathe.
Oh, wow.
I was grateful for the opportunity to share with them since they were so open, had a receptive attitude, and a beginner's mind. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Here they come. I'm grateful. Bonnie's just, I'm grateful. Madeline says, I'm grateful for the happy pink you're wearing, Sabrina.
Oh,
That's
thank
cute.
you. Look at this.
That's
very
lovely,
cool.
Madeline. Lovely vibration of gratitude is amazing and doesn't need any justification, says Radhika. And Joe says, I'm very thankful to be part of this beautiful community.
Well, Joe just took her Qigong certification.
Yes!
And passed.
Congratulations to everyone who did.
Joe shared at the certification something that really blew me away. I've actually thought about it numerous times, Joe.
Oh, she's going to cry. Here it comes. Okay.
I didn't know that you had your back fused, and I didn't know that you and your husband had been doing good morning, good evening Qigong together for almost 5 years.
Right.
And I didn't know how much that had transpired and changed your life. I just sort of jumped to the front when you were getting certified. And just to hear that story and that journey really helped me to remember. Sometimes it's good to, I always try to look forward, but sometimes it's good to look back and go, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Remember when I couldn't tie my shoes?
Yeah.
Remember when I couldn't just jump out of bed? Remember when I
Does
couldn't?
that make you grateful?
It just really makes you grateful. So I'm grateful when people share their story, because at this Qigong certification we just had, it was unbelievable.
It was so powerful.
We didn't know what Qigong had done for so many people, and I was blown away. So today, since 2020, people have said there's been so many jokes, right? Like 2020 was supposed to be the year of great vision. And I don't think that's how it's going to be recorded in history. It's been the weirdest thing no one could have imagined, and it still is. And so I was thinking today, if I had to be grateful, and I sort of reflected back on 2020, what would I be most grateful for? And that's what I'm happy for you guys to share in the chat. Like, what has it been when so many things have happened that we would say, like, well, this isn't good. This isn't how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be with all my family today, and it's just a couple of us. But what happened because of 2020 that was amazing, that you're so grateful for?
I'm on the screen here.
Oh, Trudy.
So very grateful for the wonderful gift of Qigong and the many benefits that it offers. I've been putting some on the screen. For those of you who are seeing the screen, I'm sure you are reading them. They're beautiful. So many good things. I'm grateful for yes, I put that one up. Well, these are great. Thank you, everybody. I love it. Well, in the meantime, keep them flowing. Oh, I'm sorry. Go. Go.
Hurry.
Go, little Mo. I call her Little Mo sometimes. Go, little Mo.
No, I really spent like some time today thinking back. Like, my connection, there was a lot of friction. There was a lot of friction this year with helping people and being kind of overly empathetic and taking on what other people were feeling and their fears and processing that, and realize that really isn't a great gift to give somebody, right? Because if you're just going to take on their pain, then you can't help move them forward. So there were a lot of insights in that. But through a lot of our own transitions and moving, I think that I have spent way more time communing with soul. And my relationship with myself has just skyrocketed in that extra 1%, that 99 to 100% that is completely different. It's completely different life. And I can't say it's because of what happened in 2020, but that's what I'm most grateful for. Is I feel like a completely bigger version of myself, where I'm just so grounded in love. That relationship with love is so grounded. And I didn't know it wasn't 100%. And then I realized there was a little bit more. To drop the worries, to drop the fears, and to really jump into 100% faith. And that's what I'm really grateful for, is the gift of being able to be 100% faith and then take all actions from there.
Powerful. I'm grateful to be around somebody who's having that experience. It rubs off. I'm grateful for something that's happened this year. It happened at the very beginning of the year when we were all doing our New Year's resolutions, and something just popped inside, and I may have used the F word in trying to express this, but I said something to the effect of, I'm effing done. And that was a shift, and I'll explain it and why I said it that way. It had to do with hitting a breaking point, or rather a breakthrough point, where I was done with this, similar to you, smaller version part of me, this part that has been caring, worrying, concerning itself with things that it doesn't need to concern itself with, what others might think of me, the type of person I want to be and should I be, that kind of stuff. Something just dropped. And I was just like, I'm just going to be me. Way more. Me. Like the me that I want to be, you know? You be you, I be me, right? And something in me just said yes to that. And that way I can serve more. I can show up more because I'm not carrying or dragging that concern box of what anyone else thinks. Yeah. I know I'm good. I know I'm soul. I know I'm love. I'm going to make mistakes. We were talking about this recently. Whatever mistakes are, aren't they just learnings? And I'm okay with that. That's fine. Contrast is my friend. But I just was like, it was less fear and less, who gives a shit? Just be you. And it's so awesome to step into that.
So relaxing.
It feels so friggin' good. So that's why I used the F word. Yeah. It was like, I'm done. Yeah. And then but you can't stay in like, I'm done with this small thing. It expands you right away. Mm-hmm. So I'm grateful for that experience. Yeah. And I've been living that more.
Because when you can say it's okay to just be me, all of those voices, like whose voices is that says you should care what people think, you should do things the way people
think you should. Caring what people
you
think.
should.
That.
Or shouldn't. It occupies so much time, and then there's worrying, and then you don't sleep well, and then you have physical pain caused from stress.
Yeah.
So that whole mind-body connection, I think, is just really the key to having this incredibly strong immune system, which we really need right now. That
actually has helped me a lot because of the vitality. When I feel vitality in my body, it affects my mind. I feel strong in who I am. And so let's do some movement. Let's strengthen this immune system, this soul system, right? Because if you're taking care of the body, you're saying thank you. You're saying thank you. You're giving appreciation to that which created this, which is soul, source, right? God. All right, let's get up and let's move a little. I'm going to move my chair over. I might help you just a tiny little bit here. Thank you, my dear. All right. We have the nice, new, lovely mat. All right, so I want to break this down for you slowly first, and then we're going to do it at a couple of different levels. Some of you who are my students, our students in our dojo, our Life Force School, you may have seen this before, but I'm going to take a little bit of extra time to break it down a little bit slower for you. Please, as you're doing this, always work at your level. If something feels uncomfortable to you, probably not right for you. That's why there are lots of exercises in Qigong. Okay, so the first thing is you're going to practice tapping your heels, okay? So, doesn't Dorothy do that? Taps her heels? Okay, but you're doing it downwards, okay? So this is stimulating actually your kidney adrenal meridians. It's just a booster. And there's another part that goes with that, which is softness in your knees. So there'll be like one time that I'll really drop the heels and make a little bit of a thud, but the other times it's going to be like this, bouncing like you're on riding on the horsey, okay? And then there'll be a moment where you go boom at the end. Got that? So you got the heel tap, you got the bouncy horse. Then we're going to be opening up the chest. Breathe in. So when you breathe, you've got a muscle down here, right? The diaphragm that moves up and down like this, like a vacuum pump. And so when you're breathing in and that diaphragm's expanding, it's pulling all this breath in. I really want you to try to fill the lungs, okay? So it's not like a belly breath where you're trying to have that rounded, dropping of the diaphragmatic muscle here. It's more like that's pumping, but you're going up with your arms, which is opening the rib cage, and you're getting a full breath. And then you're going to let your arms just wash down like that. So you go up. Now watch my knees. So there's this up and down. So just do that slowly a few times with the feeling is breathe in.
Turn to the side maybe.
And you could do this whole thing this slow and it would still be effective. Up.
See how he's stretching the chest?
Now, the up and down, what that's doing is it's stimulating the flow of lymphatic fluid in your body. It's stimulating the lymphatic system, which is a key component in having a healthy immune system. A lot of folks that are sedentary or they just don't move enough, they're going to have a compromised immune system because the only way to move your lymph is through movement and deep breathing. So what are we doing? Both of those things. And then the stimulation of the kidney adrenals by tapping the heels down, ancient Qigong technique, is another booster. It sends shock waves of energy through your whole body. Now, there's more. So we've got this. Try that 3 times. No heel tap yet. So you're going in and up.
Inhale.
And then breathe out strong. One more. Okay.
So he's inhaling through his nose and exhaling through his mouth.
Take a moment. That's really going to help cleanse and stimulate the lungs. The movement, and then there's one last little piece. When you move your body like this and you cross your arms and you compress down, you're squeezing like a sponge and your lungs are like sponges. You're putting a little squeeze and you hear that sound, listen for it. Okay? That, and you don't have to do that part. If that overstimulates your lungs, please don't do it. Just do the breathing and moving. But that last little bit, it's like wringing out the sponge, and it can get stagnant, stale, block stuff out of the lungs.
And you might cough a little bit at first because you're getting that stagnant energy out.
So here's the whole thing. We're going to go up and spring and spring and spring, and on number 4 we're going to come up on the heels and we're going to make that little
up on the toes.
So you're getting 2 sounds. You're getting a thump and a okay, let's do it again. Ready? So this is springy. 1.
Arms. Up
Number
on the
4.
toes.
All right, let's do it last time. A little faster. There you go. Shake it out. Sit down. See how you feel. You do not need to do a lot of these. It could make you dizzy if you did too many. It's going to definitely purge and cleanse strong, healthy lungs. Lungs get compromised when they're blocked. When you're not getting that full breath, we're opening the rib cage, we're getting more oxygen into the body, into the lungs, and we're cleansing them with the movement. Plus the lymphatic system's pretty happy.
What if somebody was
Very powerful.
in a chair and not able to stand to do that?
Why, thank you for asking. Especially if you have a bouncy chair. You know what would be great
A ball.
If you had one of these, you could certainly do this too, because of the lymphatic system.
He loves his props. That's a brand new mat. I think it's a 5x7 that we got for ageless mobility. And now we have a ball.
Well, this is our teaching dojo. It's our studio. I'll show you on the chair as well. But if you have the bouncy ball, right, you're getting some nice lymphatic stimulation here. You can't bring your arms, depending on how you're sitting, you have to bring your arms out like that. Sometimes I'll add a few extra of those, but you're not going to get the heel taps, okay? So there's that. And of course, we could do the exact same thing in the chair. Just watch out that you don't hit your legs. Come off the chair a tiny little bit.
On the last one.
And get that little, and that'll actually still stimulate kidney adrenal.
You know, sometimes when I'm in the shower, you know, where all those crazy things happen.
Where you start singing?
I sometimes do that heel tap in the shower. I don't know why. But when that hot water is like hitting my chest and I feel like it's breaking everything up.
It breaks up
that you don't even know is there. I like to hit my heels. You never hit them to the point that it's painful, that it's jarring. It'll actually feel kind of good.
Yeah. Yeah, just don't hyperventilate. Don't do too many. Just do the 3 times and be done and see how you feel. But I would say that's one of my favorite immune boosters. There's many, you know, the tapping of the kidney adrenals. We've taught different ones.
What's in Good Morning, Good Evening Qigong that you love?
That one, the tapping of the kidney adrenals. It's called ringing the temple bell. I love that. That's one of the first things you'll learn, as well as tapping, full body drumming, full body tapping. That's a very important component in stimulating the immune system. You're moving the chi in the right direction, doing we call spinning the orbit. You're pushing through the wall. You're doing the tension relaxation techniques, which are really great to squeeze on all the muscles. And then as you release, you get this flush of beautiful chi and blood flowing through your body.
And even just the evening Qigong before bedtime so that you actually sleep better, sleep deeper, let the battery recharge. When we're sleeping is when so much healing happens, right? You're saying, hey, you don't have to digest any food right now. You don't have to walk around. Let's use all my energy to heal and recuperate and recover and rejuvenate. That's why it's so important to have good sleep. And that's why I think so many people, I was saying a minute ago, that just went through the Qigong certification, most of them started when they told us with Good Morning, Good Evening Qigong, and because of the changes that happened for them in their life, they are now becoming instructors.
Yeah.
I want to see.
Thank you for this, Natalie. She was referring to the share that came through earlier. She said, thank you for that. That I feel you allowed me to be more of me. Yeah. And now I'm feeling so much more freedom and never had energy my entire life, right? Because we block it when we're getting in the way of ourselves, being ourselves. No more shoulds. Good, Trudy. Thank you. Gyan says, absolutely agree. It's okay being you, having a relationship with yourself and being your authentic self. 100%.
And I think, I know, when you're relating to another person, whether it's your partner or each and every person, the more that I can be present in the now, which is really being me, because you can't really be present if you're also worried about how you should be, how you should act, what you should say, where you should put your hands. You know, having so much anxiety that I've dealt with in my life. I was telling Tristan, haven't you ever had that thing where you're talking to people and you just feel like, I don't know where to put my hands. I don't know which leg to put my weight on. And he's like, no.
I haven't had that.
I mean,
that other stuff.
Or I'm hearing what I'm saying a second time in my head. All of this kind of
I've had that one.
Anxiety, and it's from not knowing how to drop in to being me. Even when I wanted to be me, I didn't have the tools to do it. And that's when I think you become such a seeker, because you know, like, this isn't good.
This isn't true.
This isn't fun.
And when you hear someone sharing that which is your truth, because that's why it resonates, it's like ding, 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 ding. I knew it. I knew it. You know how sometimes you just need to hear somebody say it, or you just need to see somebody do it, and you're like, okay, I can totally do that. I know how now. I know it's possible. Something about the limiting idea or the little blind spot just drops, and boom, it just happens. Hey, I have another gratitude.
Okay.
I'm grateful for this beautiful, what we call a dojo, this space, this place to create trainings, to connect with others, to share movements and principles and love. I'm really grateful for this environment. I've been wanting and desiring and getting excited about this for a while.
Yeah.
And it's here. And it's nice to see the full manifestation of our desires as well as the joy in the journey of them.
Well, I think you were carrying the dojo, looking for a place to set it down.
Yeah, where can I put
If someone
this?
else moved into this house, they
wouldn't have seen a dojo. This to me is just fabulous. And
Yeah.
there's another one right below it. So, okay. Well, the clock time says go and have some more Thanksgiving food.
I love so many people in the comments are saying that they love that last breath, that last one where you squeeze everything out. And it when there is so many yogic breathing techniques that when you really can squeeze everything out, that rebound that fills it up is so fresh. And I've read a lot of studies that say most of us walk around, let's say the lungs were jugs of water. I don't like saying jugs and lungs because that could get weird.
I didn't go there, but now that you've done that.
But when you breathe, there's always a little bit of like water. We always leave a little bit, probably for some type of protection. So that's why it can get stagnant, and you want to intentionally get it out. I think that's sometimes why it feels so good to sing. It feels so good to scream, and it feels so good to have like a real hard cardio where you're like, whoo, right? You hear me in the mornings, right?
Yes, I do.
Because there is that total squeeze that allows for a greater inhale than you could ever have had because you emptied completely. Because if you don't empty completely, you can never have that fullness of breath that's there for you because it was already being occupied by stale residue. Blech, right?
Stale residue.
So if you didn't hear a little bit earlier, our Thanksgiving surprise is that we're made a coupon called Be Well that gives 70% off of Good Morning, Good Evening Qigong if you don't have a copy
right there for
and
it.
you want one. But definitely put at checkout, type in Be Well, one word. And for those of you who like hard copy, this is the only program that we're still offering with hard copies. And you don't add the hard copy until like during checkout. This little man will run by holding a package and say, do you want to add hard copy, yes or no? If you choose hard copy, make sure we have your address.
Yep, that's your code
And you
right
can
there.
share that.
You just put that little code in and you're good to go.
Yeah, it's a fantastic program. If you don't love it, let us know. Everyone loves it. It is unbelievable. And it's Tristan and a Qigong master named Peter Ragnar.
Great guy.
And when we filmed it, he was probably in his 70s.
Yeah.
So it's very inspiring if you want to share it with somebody who thinks, I'm too old to do something like that. Well, there he
Peter
is
will
being
inspire
so
you.
fit and so strong. We have people that are in chairs doing it the way that they can do it, and we have young athletes. So it's a fantastic program, and who doesn't have 10 minutes? Right.
70% off. It's the steal. It's your early Black Friday. All right.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble.
Thank you for spending this
you,
time with us.
yeah.
And don't just like watch that exercise and think, oh, that was fun. Try it. Why don't you do that every morning?
Implementation.
See how you feel and keep us posted.
Okay. Oh, wait. We're going to happy and you know it. Here we go. We're going to always dance it out.
Happy and you know it. Gobble, gobble.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you. Yes. I'm just reading all the awesome comments.
I know. What a party. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. Love you so much.
Namaste.